What are you doing? All right, I'm live. I'm live. I'm very an Amazon truck parked blocking my drive. Right. I don't know if he dropped off a package with me, which makes sense since he's literally parked in front of my driveway. I don't know what's going on today. I haven't seen him. Might just be a phantom ghost Amazon truck. Every now and then you see one of those. Like, did he park there and he's gonna run across the street and give him a package? I never know what my wife is ordering. I know I have books coming from various publishers. I don't know what's going on. Sounds like he's moving around inside though. Maybe somebody kidnapped him. Somebody's trying to steal the truck. They're going through mail, trying to sort it. That would make sense to me. I keep getting these phantom touches on my hand. That's weird. Maybe it's from the phantom Amazon truck. All right, he's getting out now. Found what he was looking for. Let's give this one box. Let's see what she's got. What she's got on it, Trisha. Good for you. Good for you. You can make it work. I'm glad the dog isn't home because the dog would have went crazy hearing her out. Just crazy. Let me go get this box. Probably not for me though. It actually is for me. And since I didn't order any books, that means the publisher has sent me books. But I'm not going to do an unboxing here because I'll do another video for it. That's how we do these things. So today I'm going to get some writing in. I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I'm about halfway done with this Tim Wagner Conan Spawn of the Serpent God book. So I'm just going to sit here and read. I've seen other people do it. It's boring. I don't care. I'm trying to get some add some more minutes so that people will hopefully come in and watch those minutes, chat with me. I got to get other stuff done. I just had some ribs. My wife made some delicious ribs yesterday for for Valentine's Day, or as you people sometimes say, Valentine's Day. Makes no sense. So I'm going to, yeah. Oh, I also got to do a newsletter today. Today's the 15th. So much going on. I'll do that in a little bit, though. Actually, I'll sign in. I'll sign in. You know why? No. What is that? Oh, son of a bitch. I got somebody talking in the background. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. I did that. Stupid. I had something running in the background, and I'm just like, let me so the whole beginning of this is just all that crap. Sorry, my bad. 6 minutes of me also talking in the background because I forgot to turn that off. Ugh. This is what you get when you're doing too many things at once. Come on with all the cookies, you know? I did all for those cookies. Like, I understand you have security things in place, which is great. But if I've been using this computer for, I don't know, 5 years doing this, you think be like, you know what? We can figure this out together. There's Tish. Hey, happy Sunday. I was on your couple 3 days ago. I jumped on and literally I was like, "Hey, I made it," and then you were like, "All right, everybody," and I was like, "Oh, thanks for popping in. I'm gonna get some writing in, do a little bit of reading. I'm gonna do some stuff today. But we missed you. I'm going to do some editing. Good luck with that. I hope you get a lot more done than you initially think you're going to get done because that is not that is not all that fun to do. Hmm. All right. And again, for anybody watching this afterwards, I apologize that I guess I had an interview with myself running in the background for some reason. I think I clicked the wrong button somewhere. But I often do dumb things like that. Yeah, exactly. Good luck with it. All right, where am I? I'm gonna write some more on this. Frank says I was just watching other videos of you, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the comments too. I just posted that video about my thoughts on writing panels. So feel free to check that one out too. But after this, stay on here. I mean, you could mute this if you want. You can watch that one, however you want to do it, Frank. I'm not trying to push you. Frank says other more private videos also you. And I've only sent those to you, my friend. Tish says, "Hey, Frank, I'm just here to be number two." Hey, Tish, yeah, because no matter how many times you post, Tish can just be like, "All right, I'm going silent. I'm gonna lurk. I'm gonna edit," and then you still will still be number two, Frank. Or you might get close to like the system's like maybe we'll make Frank number one. Oh wait, somebody else just jumped in. Some random person who's never been on before. They're number one now. I'm continuing the Severed Press book that I was writing this morning. I am about 17,000 words done of 30,000 words on this book. I would like to get it done and shipped to them. Ship to them. Yes. Mail it over the transom. Why do they make these so I can't stop eating today. My wife made ribs yesterday for Valentine's Day, and they were freaking delicious. They were outstanding. And then she made so many, and they're just like I just got to save some, so I had another 6 of them for lunch. They're pretty darn good. But now I'm having some of these little chocolate hearts. I feel like today's going to be a big eating day, which is not good. Frank says, I'm going to pitch a book to Severed called Monster Dinosaur Treasure. And you know what? They'll be like, those are the 3 things we love. And you laugh, but that they would buy that. If you've never worked with them before, though, they would need the whole book. And again, 30,000 words. Son of a... I dropped my heart. I think that's a Wham song. Frank says, I don't laugh. No, you'd never laugh. You have no sense of humor. Like, I'm hoping this is a several hour on here day, but at some point I'll be like, I'm going to take a nap. There's Charlie. What's going on? Just getting a little bit of writing in. It is going. Plus, I'm doing my February newsletter, editing it. Probably should edit the content instead of just sending out the same one, right? We live in a neighborhood, 350 houses, several blocks here and there. Okay. And I don't know why, but there are a lot of golf carts. Now, you get your mail at your house. So it's not like, oh, I need a golf cart to drive to the top of the block. From our house, which we're all the way in the back of this development subdivision, to the front is about a mile. So you don't really need a golf cart. Okay, this is not a retirement community. This is not a, oh well, we don't use, we have paths for, we're not on a golf course, none of that stuff. And yet you're going to probably hear about 100 times because 3 golf carts filled with kids just drove by. So I'm like, okay, so your families have golf carts and it's for the kids to play on and drive very fast around the block 100,000 times. I'm an old man. I get it. Okay. I get it. Oh, now that somebody's got a dirt bike now, they're also driving. Kid looks like he's 12 with like a 3-year-old on the bike in front of him. And then when people get killed, then it's my fault, right? Mm. Come on, spell right. All right, all right, all right. Now I go over here. I go over here. I'm such an old man. I'm like annoyed every time one of them comes by. And you guys probably can't even hear it. But for me, the noise is deafening. I don't really know if it's deafening. The fuck is this doing? It's weird without football on. I'm still waiting for baseball. Hey, that kid's gonna get hurt. Your parents are jerks. Come on, finish uploading. I hate when it does that. Hate when it does that. All right. All right, that's done. Nobody got anything else? Nobody's chatty. Ugh. I think we got everything going. Motherfucker. There's literally no. Why do I keep getting hits on my videos now? Every time I put up a video, there's a problem. Every freaking time. I don't get it. But if you are my newsletter is going out. Why does it keep getting knocked down? I don't understand. I don't think I'm on your newsletter. What service do you use? If you just go to armandrosamilia.com, the newsletter thing is on top. You better hurry up because I'm sending this in about 2 minutes. Let me know when you sign up, and then I will release the hounds. 75 degrees up, but there's a nice breeze coming in all off of the Black Coast. I'm getting really annoyed with them giving me knocks on you. They basically like, oh, profanity or shocking content. Like I'm talking about writing panels. How can that be shocking? You know, I'm going to try it. I'm just going to punch it in and try it again. I'm sure it's all AI algorithm stuff. Yeah, see, Frank was shocked. So there it is. Charlie, did you sign up yet? I'm going to send this damn thing. I just said the D word. That's probably. I also hate that they don't really tell you specifically what the problem was. It always says shocking. Yeah, it always says shocking content. And forget on some of the stuff, I would run ads every now and then, and like, what is it doing? It's not approving an ad. I'm trying to spend money with you people. All right, sent. Yeah. Yeah, like the old saying, 2 in the 2. I say that saying all the time. Constantly. Yeah, 6 and the 7. You know it. Me and the rest of the kids, we love saying that stuff. I love all the videos on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot of all the parents doing it. Like it could not be any more lame than a parent trying to get involved in something that is for the kids. Frank says driving, that's why I'm not chatting. Where the hell are you going? Are you going to get a classic cheesesteak sandwich? Delicious. Hope you're not driving in 3 feet of snow. Frank dropped down to number 3. Tish hasn't said a word in an hour. She's still number two. She said now she's definitely number two. She's here. She just hasn't said anything. Frank's been posting and posting and posting. He cannot get to that number one spot no matter what. Couldn't find the link to the newsletter, but nice website. Frank's running the kids around. It's it should pop up when you let me look. I'm actually getting rid of the website soon. Not getting rid of it, getting rid of it. I'm just not going to be using it. I don't even have my YouTube up on here. Yeah, I don't even know where it is. I don't know. I haven't touched this thing in over a year. I have no idea. I just don't. I don't. I don't get it. Sometimes I wonder if the newsletter is even like everything else, if it even works. I probably should. What's the name of that? Couldn't think. Is that thunder or wind here? That is actually in a jet fighter in the distance. 'Cause I'm in Jacksonville and there's 47 Navy and Air Force bases here. They're far enough away, like I can't see them when the planes. And I'm also about 10 minutes from the airport. So every now and then, if a plane is redirected for some reason, I will hear them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even doesn't even register for me. Like when you said that, I'm like, what? Oh, that's a plane. It's kind of funny. There are people in town. There's on the Nextdoor app. There's a woman who was complaining about the trains. She lives right near a train track. And there's a lot of trains coming and going through Jacksonville, obviously. And she's near a crossing, and she's like, every 45 minutes there's a train going by and they blow their horn 3 times before getting to the crossing. And I want to, how do I get this to be a silent zone, a quiet zone? And everybody's like, yeah, no. Um, that's because there's these are the older, there's so many crosses one side to the other that there's no uh, you know gates or anything else. And somebody was like, "Oh, did you move there before like 1903 or whatever?" Because that's when the train tracks were laid down. You know, so unless you're 125 years old and you're just tired of it after all this time, like you moved there, that's on you, and it's for safety, so people don't drive over the track in the middle of the night or during the day and get runned over by a train, you moron. But then everybody jumped in. They're like, "After, are you new here? Because after a while, you don't even hear it anymore. It's just part of your thing, you know. It's like living near the. Some other lady complained that they're adding more. They're adding another terminal to the airport, and the noise is just going to be ridiculous. Blah blah. And like, well, then don't live near the airport. At night, like last night, it was gorgeous. We had all the windows open. I go to bed, I'm reading, and then the wind changes, and I hear that train in the distance, and I'm like, I don't know, it didn't keep me up. That's just a cool noise. Listening to a train in the distance, carried on the wind. Frank says, shocking content, I believe is what he said. Yes. Yeah, I should stop talking like this. So that was kind of funny. Like, really, you're really complaining because you bought a house near the train tracks. So I imagine there's a lot of houses near the train tracks. I mean, that just makes sense. We got a little bit more writing in, I think. So, in this severed press book, there's three doctors, but two of the doctors are talking, and one of them is a woman, and her name is, what's her first name? Annika Smirnov. And I can't for the life of me. I keep typing SMR instead of SMIR when I start every freaking time I type her name. It's annoying. Like every book, every story has something like that. Has a that word or name that I just can't for the life of me get right. Should it make shocking content noises like that? My wife and I started watching Countdown last night on Prime or Netflix. And the only reason we're really the only reason we're watching it is because she was like, "Oh, let's watch that." As we're like looking for something to watch, I'm like, "Oh, because the one of the pretty boys from Supernatural stars in it." Yeah, we'll watch it. It is not great. Even though it's on Prime, it's written like it should have been on CBS. It's one of those Taylor Sheridan written things where you know what's going to happen. Everybody is safe. 45 minute episodes. I'm like, yeah, they wrote these to be on CBS or something, and they put the season on Prime for whatever reason. They were like, we don't want 22 episodes of this garbage. We'll put it over here and we'll do it for like 10. He's the rugged cop who doesn't follow the rules. He's on this task force because somebody got murdered by the cartel. You can't trust anybody. You got the tough Latina woman who is supposed to be super hot, and she got a chip on her shoulder and some dark secrets we don't know about yet. And then at one point, she's walking all tough, walking, and she got a super tight shirt on, and I'm like, it literally looks like they're like, "Oh, this is what we need for this scene," and they like just sprayed water on her chest and her neck. So I was like, okay, now you look super hot. Now do the tough girl walk. I'm sure at some point in this there will be a giant explosion behind her, and she won't even flinch, like in every one of those movies and TV shows. So anyway, we watched I think 4 episodes of that, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. I've eaten a lot of ribs today, smoked ribs. I need to go read, and I am tired. So that's what I did. I keep checking this. My goal is at least an hour and a half today, to be honest with you. Frank says, "Aw," or he's typing A and W root beer because that's where the kids wanted to go. They still have them up there. We had one in Daytona, but I'm sure it's not there anymore. That was many, many years ago. Come on. Nope. No A and W's that I know of. Can't even think of a Stewart's that's still open around here. Yes, Stewart's. Mm. There was one in Highlands, Atlantic Highlands, on 36. I remember when we were kids. Well, some good stuff. I do like some good root beer. What can I think of this word? All right, everybody, you got to help me. So the people are, they want to leave the country. And they're saying, well, we go to this other country and we can get political asylum. But what do you declare yourself then? It's not like political refugee, you know. What's the word I'm looking for? Political what? That frosty mug. Yeah, we were on vacation years ago somewhere and they had one. And Shelly's like, well, I haven't had that in not onomatopoeia, no. Refugee. That's what but it doesn't seem like the right word. We're going to declare ourselves political refugees. I don't know. I thought there was another word for it. No, now you're just making up words. Yeah, we did. We went to I think it was a Stewart's, and they had the barrels of root beer with this. It was like a keg of root beer. It's really cool. Oh, you can drink root beer. I'm still there. You don't have to live here if you do. Yeah, I believe so. Maybe I'll just change the subject since nobody seems to know what the heck I'm even talking about. I just said we can ask for political asylum. That's easy enough. And it sounds like one of the cats threw up somewhere in the house. Nice. I'm sure I'll forget about that. In an hour or two from now, I will step in it. Okay. Where are your kids going today, Frank? To the mall? Do kids still do that? Do they still go hang out at the Woodbridge Mall? Where's Never at Noon Nick? Well, it's a Sunday. You know he's probably got to clean the house or something. Yesterday was the mall. Today was a friend's house. Ah, what mall do they go to? Do they go to Menlo Park? Do they go to Woodbridge Mall? Is there another mall I'm forgetting about? Monmouth Mall. We would go to Monmouth Mall, but we live down there. Menlo, Woodbridge is done. Really? I worked at both of those malls. And Freehold Mall. I worked there as well. And Monmouth Mall. And what was the one down in Ocean? Was that the Ocean Mall? That don't sound right. Monmouth Mall is closed. Oh, Monmouth Mall was great working there because why? White Castle across the street. Never ate anything in there. I think they had like a TGI Fridays or a Chili's or something near the outside near the movie theater. Or as my wife would say, theater. I can't believe Monmouth Mall is closed. Menlo and Freehold still going strong. East Brunswick also just closed. Wow. We have down here, we have a lot of outdoor malls, which makes no sense because it's 1,000 degrees here in Florida, and you got to go in and out of stores all day. But that's the big thing. We have I think we had three malls here, and two of them closed, and the other one is dying. Oh, but Route 18 flea market's still there. What was the other one? Route 9 flea market? Did they have one on Route 9? And then Collinswood Flea Market, and then of course the massive dirt mall that is Englishtown. Like, wow, your kids go hang out at the mall, but we did that, so I really can't fault them for that. Monmouth and East Brunswick are getting totally remodeled into these shopping villages with stores on first floor and apartments over top. Ah, I guess that's the new thing. We have like the outdoor mall. That's the move lately up here with dead malls. Yeah, we have the outdoor mall, and then there's apartments all around it. Like tons of apartments and condos behind the mall. You got to go through the mall to get to the apartments. Across the street from the mall, they put in like a fake lake. There's housing all around the fake lake. And then the other one of the malls that's here, they just finally, I think there was a church in it that had bought a bunch of it, and then basically a developer came in and bought everything. They were like renting, and then it was like, yeah, we don't need the church here. We're this is basically going to be like that: stores on the bottom and housing up top, which would be nice if that's your thing. This thing's still pending. Still pending. Hmm. I want to go on a cruise again. You ever been on a cruise? I've been in like four or five of them. Cruises are fun. Say what I would never go on. Too bad Keith wasn't in because him and his wife would go on Disney cruises without kids. Just the two of them go on a Disney cruise. I'm like, there's too many kids on that. Just too many kids. Always Carnival. I'd like to try Royal Caribbean once. I've done Carnival and Royal Caribbean. Both very good. Both very good. Frank says I do Disney, but you pay like four times as much as any other cruise. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be there with 40 billion kids. That's I go on a cruise to get away. When we went on a cruise with the kids, I'm like, just get out of here. Of course, then my daughter, my middle kid, who was, I don't know, maybe like 17 at the time, if that, 16, 17. I walking around, I look down, and there she is in one of the hot tubs with like seven grown men. So of course I had to rush down there, get your ass out of that hot tub. I'm like, she's underage. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. They were like, what? A lot of people say you don't really see kids a lot on Disney Cruise because they do a great job of keeping them separate. That'd be nice. I'm still not paying all that money. The good part for us is it's literally like 15 minutes down the road is the port. Well, we had our honeymoon 11 almost 11 years ago, but we left out of Fort Lauderdale. So after the wedding, we drove to Daytona and stayed in a hotel there, and then we drove down to Fort Lauderdale early in the morning and got on the instead of being still being up here. I think because the cruise was like a 7-day cruise, that one, which is too long. 3 days is great. You leave on Thursday, you come back Sunday. Those are great. We did a 7-day, and that was just too much. They were like, yeah, probably. Yeah, I was gonna say my daughter was a handful. My daughter still is a handful. Love the 7-day we went on. Went all the way down to Aruba. Nice. I just thought it was too. It was just too many days. Like by like day 5, I was like, let's go. Plus, we had the cruise we booked. They only had like inside cabins left, which is fine. But the funny part was one day we got up, we go up. Everybody was doing excursions, so I think we were like at Grand Cayman or something. Or no, we got off on Grand Cayman. Wherever it was, we were like, I'm not getting out. Frank, number one, I just realized you went from number 3 to number 1. That is amazing. 7 days in the Caribbean equals 7 less days at work. Well, that does make sense too. And so we're up. We take a nap on, do a little bit of reading, take a nap, sitting up on the deck, and I'm like, all right. Shelly's like, let's go now. Take a nap in air conditioning. He broke the 75-point ceiling? Seriously? 150? And Michael G. O'Connell is on, but he's only at 25 experience points. That's weird. I don't even know what you use those experience points for. To get a +2 broadsword, maybe? That is kooky. I wonder next time you're on if you're also gonna if you'll be on. That's weird. And then we took a nap, and we laid down in the room, all the lights out, air conditioning on full blast. And then at some point we woke up, and it was 3 o'clock, it said. And we had no idea. Is it 3 in the afternoon? Is it 3 in the morning? We did not know. And we didn't have our phones because I'm not paying for that, and nobody needed to reach us anyway. My first time caller, long time listener, and welcome in. What's your take, Mr. O'Connell, on the Knicks this season? And so I got up, I got dressed, and I actually went, and I was like, I'll just go out into the hall and look, but then there's no windows, so I literally had to walk a half a mile to go. Oh, it's still light out. Oh, it must be 3 in the afternoon. And then I came back in, and I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some pizza on the Lido deck. It's 3 in the afternoon. We got 3 hours till dinner. Frank says, I think if I go on a cruise again, I'll just be looking for that girl the whole time. What's her face? I don't even know what you're even talking about. The dead one? Lido. Whoa. Oh. Yeah, the Lido dick. I remember specifically the pizza on one of the cruises is always on the Lido. The one they think they got trapped. Yeah, her. Yeah. That was a good doc. A lot of false leads and stuff. A lot of where is she? She lives in our heads rent free. Yep. Tattoo sounds more your speed, Frank. Now we don't even know her name. That is sad. Yeah, the Michael O'Connell. Michael says, yes, lurking as I tried to edit. Yeah, Michael, you're number 3. You just got a little crown thing. Frank is number 1. You're number 3. Charlie is 2. And Tish, who is currently editing herself. Not editing herself. She's editing, herself. She is number 4. It says there are 6 people on, but they only give you the top 4. Yeah, aspire to greatness, like me, Ms. Frank says. Frank also has 150 points, whatever that means. What are the points? Can I cash them? I have no idea what the points are. I don't think anybody else does either. I just know you have 75 and Frank has 150. So he can just buy and sell you. Maybe it's like you can earn up to 75 points per hour and I can go over since I'm watching longer. I don't know. It is a good theory. I just don't know what you can do with it. I'm going to look it up. What? Don't anybody else look it up. Experience Points is a gamified engagement feature currently in testing for live streams that ranks viewers on a leaderboard based on their activity. Viewers earn points symbolized by a crown icon in chat by commenting, sending super chats / stickers, or giving gifts. It aims to increase, highlight, and reward active community participation. Points are accumulated in real time during live streams through actions like chatting, super chats, super stickers, and gifting, often within the gaming community ecosystem. A crown icon in the chat allows users to access a leaderboard displaying the top 50 most engaged viewers. It only shows me 4. Tish says, "Oh, I'm out of the race from number 1 to not listed." Then she jumped to 2. Then she went back up to number 1 with 125 experience points. Lorraine in the house, signing on late. I'm working on payroll at the same time, so I'll mostly be listening. Sorry. That's all right. Thank you for popping in and listening. Frank is now at number 2. Tish is at number 1. Frank says, "You do nothing but brag." Michael says, "Sorry, Tish." Michael now doesn't even have a crown. Frank is very upset at the points. The 3 most engaged viewers may receive a special badge next to their name in the live chat. The purpose of this feature is designed to incentivize participation, help creators identify top fans, and gamify the viewing experience. So as of mid-2025, it is an experimental testing phase, and specific rules or experience values may change. So really, it's just so you guys can argue about it. Michael says, "Congrats, no kings." Frank back to number 2. Tish still at number 1. Thank you, Michael Connor. It's only temporary, though. Back to my edits. Frank says, "Call me Papa." I am not calling you Papa again. I know exactly where that leads to. I guess I was like, but it says 4, but I only have 4 people on right now. So Michael O'Connell, no kings. Papa got a brand new bag. I mean, there's too much excitement going on. People need to watch my new thing after this, though. Nope, it flagged it again. I give up. Ugh. I'm thinking I'm going to go an hour and a half. I'm probably not going to get any reading done. Oh, sitting here. But I did do my newsletter. So, Chad Lutsky in the house. The video or the Substack? Yes. Substack, I just basically go over there and just post whatever the video is. Today's was how I look at writing panels, and then I post the video all over the place. But I've only gotten 12 views on YouTube, which is where I need the views on YouTube. Just as I got my proof of Avonwood Exodus in the Malta, can't wait. Good luck with that. Frank says, I started the Neon Owl last night and found inspiration for my new hot pepper horror book in its opening pages. Well, we got severe thunderstorms coming through our area. Please, everybody, be careful. You definitely need to do Neon Owl 2, Electric Boogaloo. Tornado watch until 7-ish. Be careful out there. Hope you're finished painting your house, Michael. Hmm. It's 77 here right now. But it's got a nice. There's a really nice breeze with this weather coming through. I'm sure at some point I'd be like, well, I gotta close all the windows. All the windows closed. Lorraine says, I like the title Neon Owl. What genre? Noir, thriller, fantasy? He only writes romance. No, it's a very good. I would call it a noir thriller. I've read it. Great book. If you want to read a good Chad Lutsky book, that's the book. They're all good, but that's probably my favorite. It's giving me hard boiled vibes early on because of the hard boiled detective in it. Gritty like 3 Mile Smile. Also a great book. Chad says has some humor in it. Of whoa, don't oversell. Boiling a detective sounds more like horror. It depends on what spices you use, actually. That's right. Tomorrow's a holiday. That's right. That means my wife's home. I'm still gonna be on. I'm still gonna be on YouTube, but maybe I'll get my wife to join in. You can ask her some questions. Everything can benefit from a little humor. That is very true. Shelly, what's for Din Din? Yeah, make sure you ask her that. Chad says it's been a holiday all weekend. Friday, my birthday, then V Day, then today is my son's 21st. Lots of gift giving this weekend. Lots. Good for you. Mr. Frank. Yeah, shocking content is right. I'm scrolling through Facebook. I don't know why. I never do. It's like the fifth or sixth person that is basically talked about Bad Bunny, but he was born and they say his real name. So wait a minute, Mr. and Mrs. Bunny didn't have a baby, and they're like, what should we call our baby? Let's call him Bad. Your name is Bad Bunny. Like, did people really think that that was the guy's name? What are you screaming at? Shut up. Shut up and walk your dogs, you idiots. I can't stand you people. Oh, now they're going to come over to the little free library, and then the dog's going to pee all over it, and I'm going to be so mad. We have three dogs, so there's no way not one of these dogs isn't going to crap on my lawn. I'm watching. I'm watching. And they better close it too. I'm going to be so annoyed if they don't close them, especially with this giant storm coming through. What are you doing? Pick it up, you little idiot. Close it. Close it. Close it. Now walk away. Walk away. Your stupid dogs. Still watching. Three little girls with three little dumb little lap dogs. Good, they left. Whew. I prefer very bad bunny. That's his brother. You like his brother better. I get it. We do need a library cam. We have one of the ring thing. We just haven't put it up yet. I'm not saying that so people can come and rob us tonight. I'm just saying in general. We have it. We've had it sitting in the box for I don't know a year or three. We probably do need to put it up because I'm figuring we probably get a good that'll be a good angle to look at that. I could pull even more videos. Library cam would be pretty great. Yeah, my life is torture. I'm like, listen, I don't play with electricity. I'm not going to put that thing in. I'm sure it takes about, I'm sure it takes about, I don't know, a minute and a half to set the thing up. Here's the problem with it. I'm sitting right here. I can literally see the anybody walking up. Like what day was that? Friday when that guy came walking up about the roof, and I was rude to him. But go away, stop showing up at my house. Hey, if I wanted my roof fixed, which doesn't need fixing, if I wanted my roof fixed, guess what I would do? I would call my insurance company, I think, or my wife would call her insurance company, I think. Somebody would be out here fixing the roof. Right, so that put up my ring either, still a blatant target to have my Amazon packages snatched. Luckily, I'm home all day, every day, so nobody's nobody's stealing this, and nobody's driving an hour into the development to steal my packages. Hmm. Someday I'll put it up, and I'll have to figure out how to get the footage off of it, so we can all share in the revelry. That is people really just looking at books and me getting very upset at them for doing it. If you liked it, you should put a ring on it. See what he did there? A ring on it. Right. Don't please, Lorraine. Don't encourage Frank. Don't encourage him. He then he won't stop. Like I have an unopened ring box on my desk. Right. We have it sitting on the I think on the desk in the bedroom. It doesn't work as well from there though. Mr. Frank believes he's a clever boy. Lorraine says we all need encouragement, even Frank. You know what? You're right. I stand corrected. Frank said, no, he's right. Don't encourage him. Yeah. Because he just literally won't stop. Not sure I can finish Watchers, Armin. Telepathic Dogman. I don't know. I didn't tell you to start it. So don't even blame me. And it's a good book. It's not in my top 10 of his books, but it's not a bad book. If that makes any sense to anybody, anywhere. Lorraine says, but I came here for a laugh or two. Well, you're getting them from Frank. I want to remind everybody watching, either live or not live, to. Oh, yeah, it's top fans. Now there's 6 on here. Tish still number 1. Frank 2. Charlie 3. Chad is 4. Old Mike is 5. I'm sorry, I call him Old Mike because we have a lot of Mikes in our group. And Lorraine is number 6. I want to remind everybody to hit the subscribe button and watch a bunch of my videos. I just dropped a new video today, this morning on YouTube, how I look at writing panels, and it is life-changing. But don't watch it now. Watch it later after you're done watching this. Not got a lot of views on it, and for some reason, they flagged it twice. I don't understand why. Whereas I'd never used to get flagged, and now I get it all the time. I don't know if people are complaining. People are being jerks. Frank says, in the end, I straight up enjoyed Dungeon Crawler Carl. You know what? That's good for you. Tish says, yay. Tish just pops in every now and then to make sure she keeps that coveted number 1 spot. Frank says, you got to stay for hour 3 now to test the theory. Maybe. Lorraine says, will do, Armand. I appreciate it. Tish posts again, rubbing it in all your faces. She says, LOL, because she's number 1 still. You're never catching her. Chad says, those Dungeon Crawler Carl books are everywhere. What genre? Yes. I don't know, I haven't read them. Lit RPG. So here's the official thing. Policy shocking content. What? Promotions containing violent language, gruesome or disgusting imagery, or graphic images or accounts of physical trauma. Promotions containing gratuitous portrayals of bodily fluids or waste. Promotions containing obscene or profane language. Promotions that are likely to shock or scare. Watch the video about writing panel. None of those things are in there at all. I purposely don't use profanity. What are you doing? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to submit an appeal. That seems like a lot of work. I'm not going to worry about it. Frank says, sort of along the lines of Ready Player One. I didn't read that, or I believe that was a movie. I didn't know that. Frank says, book titles? Lorraine says, my word, Armin, what did you say in the video? I swear, Lorraine, I didn't say anything. No, don't see it get flagged yet. I purposely did not. In the one video, I did say about like either the best writing advice I ever got or the worst writing advice I ever got. One of those two videos, I did say, don't be a D word, and that got me flagged. You're probably raging about the neighbor's dog pooping in your. No, I wasn't. I held that video together for 20 minutes. Chad says, I was in a popular lit RPG author's Twitch stream who makes a ton of money writing it. He was trying to explain it to me, and I still don't quite get it. Lorraine says, oh. Frank says, are you saying book titles that might get flagged? No. Like, I'm purposely not reading hardly anything Frank posts because I don't want to get in trouble. Or even stuff Frank's even thinking, I don't even want to mention. Frank, you should have a YouTube channel. You'd last about 15 minutes before every video you ever posted got flagged. All right. Just as Ms. Frank should have a YT channel, he's got a great voice for it. Frank should have a YouTube channel or a coffee table book of his sayings. He would have a whole series of them. Frank says, I had this idea today. Yeah. That would make a lot of sense. A lot of sense. So like Tish also has 150 experience points. She's been in from the beginning as well, Frank. I'm at an hour and 45 minutes or so. I don't know if I can go through, but you know what? I'm going to jump into. I'm definitely going to do another 15 minutes or more, and as soon as anybody gets the 150 or more than 150 points, then I'm good. And everybody who stays in should also hit the 150. So we're going to keep it that way. Nick says, if Frank can show up, thanks. There's Nick. Almost 2 hours late. But you know what? Great to have you. Great to have you. Chess says, Armand, do you have Rash's short story collection? I believe so. I don't know. I got 40 billion books on my nightstand right now. Tish says hi to Nick. Just says I got sleepy but still hanging on. It's my voice, right? Something rich and strange. Maybe. I don't know. Literally, there's like 100 books on my nightstand right now. I have to always look. I'm like, do I have this book already? I know I have at least two more Ron Rash books on that pile, and I've read two. It's good. Definitely get it. Nick says, never show up to the party on time. Then you'll run out of things to say before the hors d'oeuvres end. That is true. Frank says, I want to do like parody videos of what you're doing where I boldly claim things like how I became the grandmaster of all splatter folk horror. Ask me anything. That would be great. You get a lot of people upset on that. A lot. I would watch it. I was going to read a little, but I'm like, I don't want to just sit here and read. You people looking at me, that seems weird. That just seems like an odd thing to do. It probably would come across as too trolly. Trolly. Proly would come across as too trolly. Yeah, very much so. And then if anybody got the joke, they would be upset at you. You'd have the splatter folk horror guy very mad at you. Trollish. Yes, trollish. We also did last night, me and my wife. We watched part of that countdown thing, but we also started doing a jigsaw puzzle together, which we hadn't done in several years. We used to do them all the time. During COVID, we did a ton of them. That was before we had the second cat. So like we're sitting at the dining room table, and we literally had to take the tablecloth up and then do the puzzle. And then when we weren't sitting there, we had to put the tablecloth over the puzzle because of the cat was going to jump up there and knock them all over the place. It's a Coca-Cola puzzle. I think we got like 5 Coca-Cola 1,000-piece, but they're all those weird cut shapes. So I'm like, oh, this has got to be the outline, but then it's not. It's just a weird cut. He can kiss my grits. Yeah, grit kissing is considered shocking content. So now I just got flagged again. Thanks. I believe she died. Flo died not too long ago. Wasn't that her name, Flo? Anyway, we're doing this puzzle, and then we got some of it done. She kissed her last exactly, Nick. Look, it's never at noon, Nick. Exactly. I remember during COVID, I bought a bunch of puzzles, and we did the Iron Maiden Number of the Beast cover. I think that was a 550-piece puzzle. We did that one, and I still have Screaming for Vengeance from Judas Priest, and I think Stained Class from Judas Priest, and also Diary of a Madman by Ozzy, and something else. They had, I remember they had Sabbath. They had Masters of Reality, and I'm like, it's literally black, a lot of black, and then purple lettering. That's the whole cover. Like, how boring of a puzzle would that be to put together? Oh, this has got purple on it. It's got to be the lettering. Which letter is it? Chess says, recently I watched the Flow spinoff I didn't even know about. I think it's on Tubi. I watched like 4 episodes. It also stars Jeffrey Lewis, Julia Lewis's dad. What was the name of that? It does seem like they would do a spinoff of her, though. Frank remembers. He remembers the Flow spinoff. She goes back home or something. or she leaves her house, or she stays in her house. Is that the one where she's in or out of a house? My mother loved that show, so we would watch it all the time. Nick says Pepperidge Farms, remembers? Flo loves Chachi. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that. I was about to say not a lot of spin-offs actually go anywhere, but there have been a few that have gone many seasons. Frasier comes to mind. Scrubs, which was a spin-off of the original MASH series, I believe. Three's a Crowd, The Ropers. So many great ones. Mork and Mindy from Happy Days. Laverne and Shirley from Happy Days. I could go on and on. Joni Loves Chachi from Happy Days. Different Strokes from Happy Days. Chachi in Charge. I love Chachi in Charge. Come on. This is the top ranked spinoffs, often cited as superior to or on par with their original. The Jeffersons. Tish Jumpson says good TV to keep that number one spot. Friends was a spinoff. The spinoff from the show Acquaintances. Yeah. BJ and the Bear Grylls. Chachi blocked me on Twitter. Thanks for watching, Chad. Thanks for popping in. You're never going to know the greatest shows ever. This is the list. You ready? Better Call Saul from Breaking Bad. Frasier from Cheers. The Simpsons from The Tracy Ullman Show. The Jeffersons from All in the Family. Xena, Warrior Princess from Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Daria from Beavis and Butthead. Really? You call foul on The Simpsons? I mean, it's technically true. So here's the top spinoffs that they let me. Is it 19? Oh, 20. Benson? Remember Benson? The Facts of Life? Spinoff of The Different Strokes. The Lone Gunman from X-Files. Never saw the X-Files or The Lone Gunman. We already said Xena. Melrose Place from Beverly Hills 90210. Man, I love Melrose Place. I gotta watch that again. Yeah, Benson was a spinoff of. Let me see if it says. It's like they just talk too much in these things. Just tell me where it was. It doesn't even say. Benson saw the lightning quick title character move from the Tate family to the governor's mansion. I don't know. I'll look that. What is Benson a spin off of? Soap. Tish says, "Oh my gosh, Beavis and Butthead watched that with my old boyfriend. What were the facts of life? Did they ever answer it? Yeah, 42 was the answer." Frank says, "Oh, the Lone Gunman lasted like 4 episodes. Apparently, he was as good or better than the X Files." Lorraine says, "X Files, yes, and Melrose Place. I love Melrose Place. Um, X Files I never saw." Tish says, "Xena was my show. I did too. Melrose Place was good. It was so ridiculous over the top. It was good." Frank says, "Wasn't Facts of Life off Different Strokes?" Yes, I said that. Tish says, "Oh, I remembered Soap. Gosh, that was so long ago. Yeah." Lorraine says, "Back when spinoffs were actually good." Where are we on this? Where are we on this list? I got sidetracked by Frank's question. Continue reading. 15, Boston Legal. I guess it's off of The Practice. I don't know. A Different World from The Cosby Show. I watched The Cosby Show growing up, but I didn't really get into the A Different World. I did not like Lisa Bonet. Just not a fan of hers. Torchwood. I guess that's a Doctor Who thing. I don't know. Laverne and Shirley, of course. Angel from Buffy. Like I says, Millennium was a good spinoff from the X Files, but they canceled it right before the Millennium. Well, then that really doesn't even count then. Trish agrees with Lorraine. Frank says Cannonball Run too. I mean, Dom DeLuise, Burt Reynolds, you can't beat that. Lorraine says, yeah, James Spader. Frank says Saved by the Bell, the college years, awful. Good Times was born out of Maud. I did love Good Times. Mork and Mindy from Happy Days. The Jeffersons from All in the Family. Frasier from Cheers. Maud was a spinoff from All in the Family. Lauren says almost all these shows top most of what they have now. Exactly. Yeah, there's not a lot of new shows. Is the Golden Girls from Maud? I don't believe so. But there was a spinoff of the Golden Girls. Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. Daria from Beavis and Butthead. Better Call Saul from Breaking Bad. The Simpsons from the Tracy Ullman Show. And the number one spinoff, they say, you ready? The Colbert Report from The Daily Show. So there you go. To answer all of my questions. Come on. Didn't Jonathan Winters get a spinoff from Mork and Mindy? Did he? I don't remember. That was awful when he was on that show. I'm going to be honest with you. Frank says, terrible list. It's not a great list. Nick says, after MASH. Nick says, I picked wrong. Yeah. What is the greatest TV spinoff of all time ranked? The 10 best and worst. We'll do this again. A Different World these are the best. A Different World is 10. Law and Order, SVU, Angel, Benson, The Good Fight. I don't know what that was. Laverne and Shirley, NCIS. I couldn't stand that guy. The Jeffersons, Frasier number 2, and Better Call Saul number 1. Everybody loves Better Call Saul. Never saw it. These are the 10 worst spinoffs. Ready? We've already gone through all of this, Michael. What the heck was his character's name? Benson? I believe his name was Benson. These are the worst spinoffs. Ready? Number 10, Living Dolls. It was a Halle Berry from 1989. It was a Who's the Boss spinoff with Leah Remini in it. Number 9, worst shows. One of Frank's favorites. Saved by the Bell, The College Years. Number 8, Time of Your Life. One of those Fox ones. It was a Party of Five spinoff featuring Jennifer Love Hewitt. I think before she got her breasts bigger. Number 7, Aftermash. Apparently, it was awful. Their post-Korean War exploits. Number 6, The Girl from Uncle from the 60s, spinoff of The Man from Uncle. Number 5, Baywatch Nights with David Hasselhoff. It was an After Dark Baywatch spinoff. Return to Gilligan's Island. Yeah. Is Archie's Place there? I haven't finished it yet. Yeah, that was a good one, though. Phyllis, off of the Mary Tyler Moore Show with Cloris Leachman. Number 3, worst. I disagree with this vehemently. Joni Loves Chachi. When I was 12 years old, I loved this show. What are they even talking about? This is a Joey. Remember Joey, the French spinoff from 2004? Matt LeBlanc and Dre Matteo was the sister. The number 1 worst spinoff is The Brady Brides from 1981. You remember that one? 10 episodes. Classic. The Brady's the sequel to The Brady Bunch. Yeah, The Brady Brides. Frank said Joey was pretty terrible. It was. And I watched it, though. I was like, oh, this has got to be good, right? He's the best part of Friends to me. Lorraine says, I think this is a great TV history lesson for anyone under 50 who may watch this later or totally confuse them. Yeah. But you know what? We all understand. That's all I care about. Frank says, I do not remember that. And that's just a blanket. He don't remember any of these. Tish says, I didn't see that one. Nick says, there was TV before TikTok. Technically, yes. What television show has the most spinoffs? All in the Family. 7 shows. Maude, The Jeffersons, The Bunkers, Neighbors. All right, The Jeffersons, Good Times. It doesn't tell me the rest. And I'm not clicking through a bunch of clickbait. Longest running spinoff show was SVU from Law and Order. There's just a lot of AI stuff that means nothing now. So there you go. I'm done with this. I tell you all you need to know about anything in your life. Frank says, well, The Simpsons is a spinoff, then it should be the longest running. The Guiding Light, those 59 seasons. I don't know how many The Simpsons has. See? You don't see. I don't see anything. Still, only Tish and Frank have 150 experience points. Everybody else still has 75. Crazy. Is it hour three yet? And I don't know. I'm on. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes in. So I don't know how. I don't know what what time really is. I would imagine we got to be into it, right? A lot of people are getting very upset because of some chick on the some woman. I'm gonna get flagged again. Some wonderful woman on the Netherlands women's Olympic team, I guess, is dating or is engaged to Jake Paul. So every single comment is Jake Paul's fiance breaks a record and whatever. And I'm like, who cares? And you know what? She got a name. Some old broad, someone about, yeah, you're not supposed to say words like that. I'm old. I can technically say those things. And I also say things like that because my wife's always like, no, which I think is amusing. I like getting yelled at. Yeah, very masochistic. Oh, good time. What's this rain supposed to get here, Michael O'Connell? My grass really could use it. That's how I know I'm old. I'm like, oh, we need the rain. Remember that Madonna classic, Hanky Panky? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. No, I have no idea what that is. Michael says four ish, about a couple hours. Where's the rain? The Mike? Yeah, yeah. Nick knows it from the Dick Tracy soundtrack, Mister Frank. Frank's number one. What happened? Frank just went up to 225. Michael just went up to 100. Tish holding steady at 150. Chad, who left a while ago, is still at number 5 on this list. Everybody else 75 points. All right. Frank did it. Frank is the master. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm not going to have ribs again. Yeah, Michael back in the top 3 and got 100 points. Hour 3 has begun. Tish says, wow. Michael says 150. Well, what? Well, that was a quick jump, Michael. Nice. Congratulations. Michael jumped to number 2. Next thing Tish says number 1. Watch. Tish says, ooh, Frank, I see how you did it. Tish still stuck at 150. I would imagine because you came in not too long after. I would imagine you'll get it pretty quick. Mike says it's like it is. It's like playing the slots. You just never know what you're going to win or lose. Nick says it's nice here at the bottom. Nick's at the bottom, and there's like three people that probably aren't even in anymore, still beating you. No place to go but up. Tish says, I see. I don't have the energy. Been up since 3 a.m. That's crazy. Frank says, well, that was a distraction. It was a distraction. Tish jumps in at like 6 a.m. my time. I don't know what her time is to write. But then by like 8 o'clock, she's done. And I'm just like, one of these days, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to set my alarm just to hang out with her. Everybody, by the way, everybody needs to follow Tish on Twitch because I'm sure she would be happy with more of the more subscribers over there so she can hit monetization soon. Right, Tish? You're not monetized yet on there, are you? I've tried to. I actually was like, oh, I have a Twitch, my Prime subscription. I would love to give you, but then I don't. I didn't see that. Frank says, I may be a god, but I am a humble one. Tish says, oh, thank you. No. So everybody go on Twitch after this. Go on Twitch and follow along with Tish. Yeah, shocking content is right. Tish says, I have Prime, but I saved that one for games. So even though Tish is not going to use hers on mine, I'm going to use mine for her. Plus, I don't play games. I play Minecraft. Tish has 69 followers, so everybody go over there. 6 to 7 a.m. tomorrow, she will be writing. All right. Tish says, well, thank you. Well, you are welcome. What's your ID on Twitch, Tish? Ooh. She is at Tish Bouvier on Twitch. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. Bouvier. From a long line of Bouvier mansions. Sounds very regal. Everybody else still at 75 points, but I don't think Charlie's on. I don't think Chad is on. The Rain is still here, I believe. Nick is probably still here. You said it perfectly. Well, thank you. Even in my Jersey accent, I still nailed it. Frank says, well, I followed a Tish Bouvier. Nick is still here. Lorraine's still here. I would imagine at some point Lorraine will jump into that 100 or 150 point level. That's all I'm asking for. Michael still here. Ooh, my stomach is growling. That's a growler. Lorraine says, I clearly missed something when I stepped away for a second. Levels. Tish thanks Frank. Frank says, Bouvier and Moseltre magnifique. On the top fans things, apparently they give you points. Frank is at 225. Tish is at 175. Michael's at 150. The longer you stay in and comment, I guess the more points you get. Charlie, Chad, Nick, and Lorraine, you guys are all at 75 points. But I would imagine at some point soon you would jump up. Michael says, my experience point numbers just rolled again, but did nothing. Tish is coming on hard. Nick, happy with 75. Mom named me off of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Nice. Better than 74. Is it, though? For instance, we cashed them in for stuffed animals like a Chuck E. Cheese. You know what? Then I would be on for like 10 hours just to see all the cool stuffed animals everybody was getting. Tish says she finally moved up. Tish also at 225, currently number one. Oh, Lorraine also moved up, 100 points. Nick still not beating Charlie or Chad, who haven't been on in like an hour. Nick says, I would have to buy a pencil. You know what? Another 50 points, you can buy the pencil and the eraser set. I use my points to get some Japanese finger cuffs. you always had to get those at Keensburg Amusement Park. That was your first 15-point purchase or whatever it was. Michael's still stuck. Tish is me too. 10 hours for Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. Ah, Chuck E. Cheese. I would bring my kids there, and I was like, why are we here? This is like, you're all going to get diseases. We're all going to die. We're all going to be dying. All right, so sensory overload and germs. Yeah. First, I knew the secret of escaping them. You just pull until they rip apart, and then you cry like a little girlfriend. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's how you get them off. Or how you get them off is you take a pair of scissors and you hope you don't cut your finger off. I mean, somebody else would have to cut them. Obviously, your fingers are trapped. Now I want to go to a amusement park just see if they still have those. How many points there are. I'm definitely having some of my Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies later on while I lounge on the couch. For instance, I can get you a bucket of them on Temu for 50 cents. Exactly. Hmm. Number one, Tish says that's true. You can get anything on Temu. Just ordered a pizza. Timu pizza. That sounds delicious. Of course, they have to ship it from China, so it's like lukewarm. It's not really hot anymore by the time you get it. Like YouTube points. Yeah, you could use YouTube points to order a pizza off of Timu. It all just is all full circle. Let me check something here. Let me clear my throat. So the most I've been on, right? 2 hours and 15 minutes and 31 seconds. Right now I'm at 2 hours 23. So this is the longest YouTube live I've done. I'm very proud of that. Nick says Timo Pizza that looks to be a large and enough for several people, but shows up as a personal pan. Exactly. Frank says, look at Tish, all smug. It's okay. She's not living in my head rent free. I believe she is. I believe for the rest of your time on this planet, you will remember this moment as your downfall. Literally, right now, you're like, I can't believe that she did this to me. And then Tish, just to add insult to injury, just post a couple of emojis. Like, you know what? I don't even have to answer that. I could just do these crying, laughing faces because I know I'm going to stay at number one. And I say, good for you, good for all of you. Mike says, no, she's living there for experience points. Exactly. I mean, less than 2 hours now before the rain comes. Before the rain comes. Maybe I'll have cheeseburgers tonight for dinner. Lorraine says it's already raining here. Uh-oh. And Lorraine lives 4 houses from me. No. Lorraine's like, it's raining here and you didn't take your garbage can in yet. Here's a headline. Margot Robbie reveals that her pick for the greatest rapper of all time is Lil Wayne. Who's going to argue that? Tish says we got that rain last night. Just sweeping through. Big Wayne might argue. No, I think Big Wayne is fine with that. And it says I couldn't think of anything clever enough fast enough because I was too busy laughing. Sometimes that's what happens. Did you say Wayne Knight was the best rapper? I mean, I think that's just a given, isn't it? So I keep seeing people doing. Maybe Frank, you can help me with this. The opening for the Love Boat when they have the special guests in the picture, and I keep seeing people with their face and their name. Is that like a meme or something you can fill out? What is that? I think I'm gonna go for 2 hours and 30 minutes. For the day. I will be back tomorrow, and I will be back on Twitch and YouTube Live tomorrow, I believe. I will definitely be on YouTube Live tomorrow. I might just stand. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's even happening at this point in my life. I just hope with this storm coming that the manatees will be safe. Finally use my Mondo coins. And yeah, you better use your Mondo coins. Except I can't even see if you're using your Mondo coins. That's the problem. But anyway, I will be on tomorrow. And again, my wife will be here. So maybe I was like, hey, come over here and sit here for a while. Come here. Nick is on. Maybe I can trade them in for cold scans. Yeah, the problem is you got to use them within like the next 6 minutes. Lorraine says, "Yeah, sure. Okay, Lorraine. I'll let her know that you've given a big yay for that, so she'll have no excuse." Like last week when I went, or the week before when I went for Monte Cristo, after going to eat at the place at Clark Brothers on Thursday, he's like, "You got to come back Saturday because I'm going to have the Monte Cristos," and I'm like, "I got to see what my wife wants to." He's like, "Tell her I request her presence." So I did, and then we went, and he said, "I requested your presence." Yeah, I'm sure Alice will definitely be here because she'll be hanging around. So I'm sure she'll pick her up, sit back there. So yeah, Shelly and more importantly, Alice will be in the house tomorrow. I will make it so for you, Lorraine. That means you got to be here. I know Nick will be an hour later too. All right, everybody. I've hit 2.5 hours today, which is, I guess, a new unofficial record for me. Lorraine says, I'll try it. All right, as long as you can try. That's all I really care about. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. This was fun. I even got some writing in, which is amazing. And now I'm going to go and lay on the couch and watch various TV shows that I've taped, like Desert Law, Ozark Law, Alaska State Troopers. I watch all those shows. Why not? All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And if you're watching this after the fact, let me know. Bye.